they hope to represent moving forward. And that's what I've communicated directly to Congresswoman Wasserman Schultz. Obviously, she has a strong track record of accomplishment here in the Congress and on behalf of the people that she's represented over the years in Florida. At the same period of time, I think we all recognize the sensitivities of the moment in terms of an unprecedented Jim Crow-like assault on black political representation that has been unleashed by the Supreme Court's outrageous decision to gut the Voting Rights Act. And it's an environment that all of us need to be sensitive to as we move forward.
So there you see what 𝗧𝗿𝗄𝗎𝗄𝗃 had to say. You know, he did the same thing with 𝗬𝗏 𝗏𝗠𝗃. He was very reluctant to endorse him. He only endorsed him at the last hour, basically. Now, what is old Hakeem going to do here, y'all? Does he go with somebody who's probably going to be the most effective representative with her tenure, and presumably her having been in the House longer would give her more connections, maybe more knowledge? She was the leader of the whole Democratic Party at one point, for goodness sake. Or is he going to shy away from that due to, let's say, some pressures, some external pressures, people saying, hey, man, don't betray us. You know what I mean? But Hakeem Jeffries is not the only one on the hot seat about this, y'all. Many people have come out and spoken out against Debbie Wasserman Schultz running for this position.
It's official. Florida Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz is entering the race for the state's 20th congressional district, a seat held by black lawmakers for the last 3 decades. Her announcement drawing pushback from those who are now questioning why she's seeking a seat with deep roots in the black community. CBS News Miami's 𝗕𝗫𝗏𝗏 is your reporter live in Lauderdale Lakes with reaction. Ted?
Yeah, Lauren, there are 6 black candidates and Debbie Wasserman Schultz now in this race for District 20. And candidates are not mincing words. They are furious that Wasserman Schultz decided to run in this district.
Today, I'm announcing my candidacy for re-election in Congressional District 20.
When Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz announced that she's running in the newly created District 20, it set off a firestorm in the party and within the African-American community. 𝗬𝗫 𝗫𝗏𝗃 held the seat until she resigned during an ethics investigation. She's running again.
You should run where you feel like you're most compatible. And the truth is, you know, today I watched the video and a lot of my constituents sent it, and the one question they all said to me, what is her why? Why this district?
This area has been held by black lawmakers for 34 years. It's a crowded field. Many who are running say black voices and representation need to be protected.
Now, I told you that the black political class had warned. They had warned Wasserman Schultz, don't do it. Don't do it, y'all. You think she listened? First, let's just take a look at a pretty straightforward warning and the reasoning behind it. Now, whether you agree or disagree, this is the reasoning that the black political class in Florida gave to Wasserman Schultz not to run for this particular office. And as you already see, she didn't listen. Y'all, this is going to be a major problem. Let's take a look at this warning.
Running in that seat, which means Wasserman Schultz will be counting on her opponents in the primary, splitting up the African-American vote and allowing her to become the nominee. The Broward County Democratic Black Caucus has asked Wasserman Schultz not to run for that seat, and it is clear that if she did run, it would turn into an ugly and potentially racial affair.
I did talk to her. She explained to me how important seniority is in Congress, and we want to keep her in Congress. But we're just asking her to consider running in the district that she was drawn into, or even in the coastal district where 𝗫𝗎𝗄𝗎𝗃 says he's going to run, where it's predominantly Jew. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, you know, 𝗫𝗎𝗄𝗎, it's like they're vying to protect their seats. And what we're saying is we've been an ally. We've been a supporter. You know, we want to have someone with our lived experience. Let our community kind of decide through the voting process who that person is going to be.
Well, let me.
So as we already showed you in a previous video, y'all,
Okay. I will leave the link below so you can watch the rest of the video. But as you can see, everybody's split because here's the deal. The Democratic Party have cannibalized themselves at this point. I don't know if you guys see it. I see it politically, the cannibalization, because they ran so strong on, yeah, You know, we need to always vote for Black people. We need to always do this. Now that the districts have been rewritten, what? And 𝗬𝗏𝗂𝗃𝗍𝗍 says the Black Democrats will split their vote because they aren't all on one accord. Exactly. They can't even choose one candidate to endorse. And I'm like, y'all need to have a meeting. There's 6 of you. Have a meeting and decide who has the best shot at winning the district, and all of your votes go to that person. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, if that's what you want, then do that. But wouldn't that be seen as mutiny in the Democratic Party? Right. We have to look at this as, full high level, low level. Okay. She's like, well, I have seniority. And ma'am, nobody cares about your seniority. If this is about real representation, not you saving your seat because you want to save your seat, then you need to leave. You shouldn't even be in District 20. You're there because you know if you run against the people in your own district where it was rewritten, you'll lose. That's it. That's what this is about. And the infighting, it has just begun, in my opinion. So I outlined, where her support was for the Black community, and I'll let you guys go through that later. But I just want to go down to this other question. I said, is there any standout legislation? Like, did she actually write any legislation to actually help the Black community? The answer is no. There's no single standout landmark piece of legislation defines Debbie Wasserman Schultz work specifically on Black community issues. Her record is more characterized by consistent Democratic voting alignment and co-sponsorships rather than leading major race-specific bills, which means, again, she doesn't care about representing that community. She just wants the seat. That's it. That's all this is coming back to. It's sad. It's happening, though. Because now, like I said, the melanated people down there, because I'm not going to call everybody an American Negro because I'm not sure. They're like, hey, we don't want you representing us because you're not going to represent us. You're still going to represent the people that you've been representing and making sure that they're okay. You don't care about what we want, what we need in this district. I'm telling you, it's going to get hot and heavy. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Not that I'm looking forward to the fallout, but I see it coming, and it's really sad. Now let's move on to all sides, and I'm so sorry, y'all. I was just reading all of that, and I didn't even bring it up. I went in, and but because it says Debbie is only pro-Israel and not pro-Black Americans, she's not. And here's my thing. This is where the Democratic Party and even the Republican Party can do it to themselves. They get in trouble when they decide, okay, I'm just going to go in on this niche demographic, right? And then when they try to say, well, I'll represent you too. I just want to be here. I just need to maintain the power in the seat to help you. That means they're not going to help you at all because she's more focused on her power and her tenure. And people seem to forget that she was caught in a very major scandal back with Hillary Clinton, where they were caught by the DNC, by the way, where she was under investigation. I'm not sure why she's not in prison right now. And she was allowed back in Congress. Everybody forget about that. We'll go over that later. But I'm just saying. Now, let's get on to all sides. So there's new Gallup polls show decline in support for LGBTQ plus issues. Yeah, there was definitely going to be a decline. Because see, there was a point in time in our day where people knew people were living alternative lifestyles and nobody really cared, right? They were just like, look, don't tread on me. Don't mess with my children. But then there was this whole Defense of Marriage Act that happened. And then it was like, you better support this and you have to do that. And we have to teach children. And everybody was like, what are you talking about? This is why there's pushback now. And it's going to continue. You think there's the decline now? It's coming. So support for LGBTQ LGBTQ+ issues, including same-sex marriage and gender transition, have declined among Americans, according to a new Gallup poll. Yeah, because everybody's tired of being forced to be in a cult. That's why. So while a majority of Americans